Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Counting on clues. Josh Duggar living the good life in prison. Counting on alum Josh Duggar is making headlines once again as news sources surfaced making new claims about his life in prison. The 36-year-old is currently serving 12.5 years in prison following his CSAM arrest in May 2022. Jim Bob tried his best to defend his son despite all the evidence against him. But even after all the horrible things he did, it seems Josh is still living a good life in prison. Keep reading to see why. Counting on Josh Duggar getting special privileges in prison. Last September, an insider claimed that Josh was moved to a renovated dorm that offers special privileges such as washers, dryers, and other appliances, making inmates feel more at home. The source also revealed that the Counting on alum is now living in a freshly painted room with flowers, which will later turn into an owner's dorm. But it won't be easy for Josh to stay in the special room as they're allegedly required to have a job inside the prison and must sign a code of conduct. Clues. Josh living the good life in prison. New reports surfaced claiming that Josh Duggar is living a good life in prison. According to an insider, the Counting on alum's prison offers inmates Thanksgiving feasts and many activities for the holidays. Some include the freedom to play games such as dominoes, Monopoly, checkers, and name that tune. There are also physical activities such as handball, racquetball, and simple games about passes, punts, or kicks. Sources also claimed that Josh will feast on glazed ham, roasted turkey, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and other vegetable options. There are also a variety of desserts, including pies. This wasn't the first time Josh's prison gave inmates special treatment for the holidays. Last year, the prison included movies, popcorn, card tournaments, and other contests for their Thanksgiving. Counting on Josh Duggar's wife Anna starting to become more independent. While Josh seemingly lives a happy life in prison, many people sympathize with his wife, Anna, as she raises their 7 kids independently. It was reported that the Counting on alum is getting financial support from her husband's parents, Jim Bob and Michelle. However, it seems Anna is also starting to become more independent after some Redditors discovered that she now owns a dog breeding company in Arkansas called Golden Grove Pups. In the whirlwind world of reality TV families, few have made as many headlines as the Duggar family from 19 kids and counting on. Their world of strict values, large family gatherings, and wholesome lifestyles were broadcast for the public to see. But when Josh Duggar, the eldest son of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, found himself at the center of a scandal, everything came crashing down. Convicted of child pornography charges, Josh was sentenced to a lengthy prison term in 2021. His fall from grace was swift and shocking, but one question has lingered in the minds of viewers. What is Josh Duggar's life really like in prison? Is he truly paying the price for his crimes, or has he managed to find a way to live the good life behind bars? While it's difficult to know the full extent of his daily existence behind the prison walls, clues from multiple sources have begun to paint a picture of his life in prison. Through a combination of insider reports, inmate interviews, and social media leaks, it appears that Josh Duggar may not be struggling as much as one might expect. Instead, the clues suggest that Josh could be enjoying privileges that make his time behind bars more comfortable than most. The prison setting, not your average cell. Josh Duggar was initially sent to the Seagoville Federal Correctional Institution in Texas, a medium-security facility. While some have assumed that he be placed in a high-security prison due to his notoriety, this wasn't the case. The Seagoville facility is known for housing a variety of federal inmates, including white-collar criminals, and it isn't exactly known for its harsh conditions. This could be an indication that Josh's time in prison isn't as difficult as one might imagine for someone with his criminal history. Unlike maximum security facilities, where inmates are often subjected to strict conditions, isolated in tiny cells, with limited access to amenities and recreation, a medium-security prison provides inmates with more freedom and a better standard of living. Reports from former inmates and experts in the field suggest that Josh is likely enjoying a relatively comfortable existence compared to the images of overcrowded, dangerous penitentiaries often portrayed in the media. Inmates at Seagoville are given access to educational programs, vocational training, and even recreational activities such as yoga, gardening, and fitness classes. It's not unusual for prisoners in such a setting to have more opportunities for relaxation and leisure than one might expect. This is where the clues about Josh Duggar's good life begin to form. The privileges. What's really going on? One of the most significant clues about Josh Duggar's life in prison comes from reports that he has managed to secure privileges that would be the envy of many fellow inmates. Sources suggest that Josh has established a reputation within the prison, earning a level of respect and influence that is unusual for a newcomer. This could be due to his ability to ingratiate himself with fellow inmates, a skill that Josh may have honed during his time in the public eye. Inmates often form alliances and power structures within prison walls, and it's possible that Josh has become part of a group that provides him with some level of comfort and protection. This would explain how Josh might be able to live a life in prison that, while not luxurious, is certainly more manageable than it would be for others facing the same charges. Furthermore, Josh has been reported to work in the prison, likely in a low-risk position. Inmates who take on jobs, whether it's in the kitchen, laundry, or library, often get better treatment and more leeway in terms of privileges. They can accumulate good time credits that may allow them to shorten their sentence or access better living conditions. This could mean that Josh is making the most of his time behind bars, using his position to gain some comfort in an otherwise uncomfortable setting. The family connection, keeping the Duggar influence alive. It's well known that the Duggar family is extremely tight-knit, with strong religious beliefs and an unshakable sense of loyalty to each other. Even behind bars, Josh Duggar likely benefits from this familial bond. Inmates with strong family ties often fare better in prison as they receive emotional support and potentially material support, like care packages that can make life behind bars easier. The Duggar family has been known to provide regular visits, letters, and financial support to Josh. His wife, Anna Duggar, has been a constant presence in his life, visiting him in prison and maintaining her stance of support despite his criminal conviction. This level of support can certainly play a role in Josh's ability to maintain a relatively good life in prison. Visits from loved ones, especially family members as influential as the Duggars, can go a long way in easing the harshness of prison life. Moreover, Josh Duggar's legal team has been highly active in appealing his case, which indicates that the family is not only emotionally invested in his well-being, but is also financially invested in ensuring that he serves as little time as possible. The influence of the Duggar family could certainly play a role in helping Josh maintain a life behind bars that isn't as difficult as it might be for someone with fewer resources and connections. The media attention, a double-edged sword. For all the benefits of family support and privileges, Josh Duggar's notoriety has made him a target of public scrutiny. The media has not let up in its attention to his case, with many outlets closely monitoring his prison life. This constant press coverage could be a double-edged sword. While it has likely kept him under close supervision, it may also offer him some protection. The increased media presence can make it harder for other inmates to target high-profile prisoners, as the risk of backlash or legal consequences is higher for those who engage in violence or harassment against such individuals. Some inmates thrive under the media's watchful eye, using their public status to garner sympathy or leverage for more favorable conditions. Whether Josh Duggar is consciously using his high-profile status to his advantage remains unclear, but it certainly hasn't hurt him. The constant attention might provide him with a level of protection and perhaps even a degree of comfort during his sentence. The bottom line: a complex reality. At the end of the day, it's clear that Josh Duggar's time in prison is far from the hard time that many would expect. While he is still serving his sentence and paying for his crimes, the combination of his family support, prison privileges, and his notoriety has likely softened the blow. Whether or not Josh Duggar is truly remorseful for his actions is a question only he can answer, but the clues surrounding his prison life suggest that his fall from grace has not been as harsh as some might have hoped. Instead of living in the squalor and harsh conditions that many prisoners face, Josh Duggar seems to be managing a relatively comfortable existence in the world of prison.